Hello everyone, welcome to event 13 of the Biscuit Brawl, Math, or maybe some people's worst nightmare. We're going to start with the test team. The unfortunate team that has to go through this is the Cluttered archipelagos. So their first marble will be our addition marble. They will add 20 to their score. Their second marble is going to subtract the score. Addition, subtraction, and multiplication will be impacted by the top marbles. But division will only be affected by the bottom numbers. So that'll be 10 for the Cluttered Archipelagos. Now let's see what our third marble is going to do soon. Yeah, here they are. Multiplication, going to get hit by the spinner again. And they are hit upwards. Let's see what they're going to get. They're going to get a 1. Choking a bit there. That's not good. That's bad. I mean, multiplying by 1 isn't that bad. It could have been worse. You could have multiplied by 0 or negative, or even worse, -1. Division will also be by 1. You can tell because the bottom number this time is 1. Oh, even then, it's still division by 1 because the bottom number is a 1. That is a score of 10, which I believe isn't. It's not bad. I mean, it's a positive number, which is really helpful. Hydra are up first. They're struggling. They actually got a decent finish last event, but they're starting off with a -5, which is not a great way to start things off. Let's see what our second marble is going to do. It looks like they'll be shot upwards into the 5. They bounce into 8, -2, and 10. They'll lose 10 points, so that'll be -15. Let's see what this third marble will do. Multiplying this whole thing by 9. That's a pretty big number. -135. Excuse me. Pardon. That was not very professional of me. 135. And then divide by 2, which is -67.5. Which is technically first for now, but it is not a high number. So that's not going to help them out a whole lot. Nightlights are up next, second. And they get shot straight into the 20. That is +20. That's a good way to start things off. Let's see if the subtraction marble, how will they do? They bounce into the 0, so that's 20 so far still. And now the multiplication marble. This could make or break. It's looking to be an 8. No, it falls into the 20. That is a 400. Definitely made it. But the division marble can still screw everything up. Like, this division marble could be one of the most important. And here, they divide by 1, which is really helpful for the Nightlights, because that means they'll keep their score of 400 and will get first out of second. Now, 400, that's a big number. And the Nightlights, they got second in this last time. They're going to try to go for first this time around. Bookworms, currently going for 3 points for their addition. Let's see how the subtraction will go. And it looks like it's going to be a 1. Yeah, they're getting stuck there. Our multiplication marble is up next. And it looks like this will also be a 1, it looks like. They could make the jump into another number. And it looks like they will not. Let's see. We're going to see our division marbles soon as this multiplication one settles down. So it's taking a while to settle down. Our division marble should come now. And let's see how much... Okay. So, one other thing, if you don't land in a catch basin, you get a 0. And since it's a division marble, that technically means you divided by 0, which is cringe, and is disqualification. So that is really unfortunate for the Bookworms. That is going to be last place. Let's see what the natural disasters are going to do. Start things off with a -5. That is a very poor way to start things off. But let's see if the subtraction marble can make things less bad. Currently not a good job of that. They got a 9, so that's -14. Now our next marble, our multiplication marble, is going to multiply It looks like by 1, although if they make the jump into the... It could be multiplied by 2, which wouldn't be helpful. They multiplied by -1, though. -14 by -1. That is a 14. That is a positive number. This is going to be... This looks like it's going to be a good run. Let's see what this final marble is going to do, the division marble. And they divide by half. That is going to be doubled. So that'll be a 28. That is indeed doubled. So that'll be second out of 4. I realized that half was a little hard to see, but trust me, that was indeed divided by 1/2. Now, the Minders are up next. Getting shot really high up, getting a 1. Not a particularly good run, but could be worse. And they are going to subtract by 0, which is, at the very least, mildly not bad. Anyway, they're going to multiply by 0 as well, which means this can be a score of 0 unless they disqualify. Their best option here is to just hope for a high number so they can beat their opponents on a tiebreaker. And it looks like they will get a 1/2. No, that's a 2. As a division by 2. So that's not a lot of big numbers, and that's a score of 0. That will be third out of 5. Next up are the Oers, who just got silver last event and just escaped the bottom 2, starting off with a 1. Let's see if the subtraction marble can help things out a bit. This is not going to be a 1 this time. It's going to be a 5. That's not an improvement, considering you're now at -4. And they multiply by 20, -80. This doesn't look like it's going to be a good run. Division marble kind of just has to hope for the best right here. And the best they indeed got, that was a -5, division by -5. That is a 16. Because -80 divided by -5 is 16. That is a positive number. That is up to third. An amazing turnaround by the Oers. Next up are the Fairly Fairy, who won this event last time in its only real incarnation. And they're starting off with a -2, perhaps trying to do a similar strategy to the Oers. Now, the problem with that, it's not particularly reliable. Let's see if they can still figure out something. And they are subtracting by 4. Interesting. Maybe they're hoping the multiplication is by a big number, like maybe the -5, so they can get a score of positive 30. That's a big number, but definitely not what you want right now. That's multiplying by 20. That's -120. This does not look like it's going to be good unless they divide by a negative number, and they don't. They divide by 4, which at least is a pretty solidly big number. That's going to be a -30. That's 5th out of 7. That's not good. That's not good. Next up are the Dragonfly dancers. Let's see what they'll do. A bit of a struggle so far at the beginning. Anyway, they're really struggling to do anything. Oh, they get launched into the air. This looks like it could be a 1. Looks like it's going to be higher than a 1. We're going to start off with a 4. A good start for the Dragonfly dancers. Let's see what the subtraction marble will do. They'll get a 5. So that's a score of -1. That's not particularly good. The multiplication marble kind of wants a negative number here. Launched backwards at first. And then launched back really far. That's going to be a 0 because they don't land in the catch basin. Now, that just leaves us with our division marble, which is launched really high up. It doesn't really matter a whole lot what they do as long as they don't divide by 0. They divide by 1. That is currently a score of 0. And that will be 4th out of 8. Nightlights will stay in first with 400, with the Natural Disasters and Oers in the remaining podium spots. Next up are the Laser Kiwis. Let's see what they'll do. They'll get launched pretty high up. That was nearly going to be a solidly high number, but now it is a -5. That is straight up just not good. Not a good start. Maybe the subtraction marble can help things out a bit, but it looks like it's going to be subtraction by 1. So, not horrible, but not good. We'll be seeing our multiplication marble soon. And they get launched back, which is not good. But it looks like they'll multiply by a pretty large number, 6. That's negative 36. We need the division marble needs something big here. But instead they divide by a really low number, that being 0, which is cringe. And that will be a disqualification. But because the 6 is like a reasonably high number, that will be not last. That'll be 8th out of 9, but it's probably going to be bottom 2 anyway. Grape shots are next. They have a 1 right now. And let's... yeah, not a very good score so far, but not a horrible one. But with the subtraction marble, it doesn't look like it's going to be particularly good. And they'll be subtracting by negative 2. That's going to actually add 2. And that will be a score of 3. Now, that was pretty smart of them. But let's see if the multiplication marble can capitalize off of this success, this brilliant run. And they do get a solid 6. That's going to be 18 so far. Will the division marble screw everything up? Or will this go according to plan? I don't think this is according to plan so far. Yeah, they're getting hit by the spinner a lot, not particularly making any progress. So, they'll get there eventually. Yeah, there we go. They got a 1. Kind of anticlimactic considering the weight they made us do for that. But that will be an 18, which is so far 3rd out of 10. Which is really helpful. Yeah, grape shots, so they really need a good run here. They got last event, so if they want to keep up with the others, they need something good here. Basketballers up next, starting off with a 1, it looks like. Let's see if the subtraction marble can do anything. And it looks like they will also get a 1, which is... that's not good. It's a 0 so far. This looks like it's going to be another 0. Especially since the multiplication marble can't really do much. Can't really do anything to fix the 0. So they're kind of pointless, right? Oh, they're going back, and they... forget what I said about pointless. They actively harmed their team, forcing a disqualification by dividing by 0. That'll be a disqualification, and that will be last place. Terrible show of teamwork. That was, frankly, the most embarrassing thing I have ever seen in the Biscuit Brawl. I think. I could be forgetting something. We're starting off with a 1 from the Soie Bubbles. Nearly added 1 here with a subtraction marble, but they will instead lose 3 points, getting in negative 2. Multiplication is up next. And that will be another 1, it looks like. It's hard to say. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be another 1. Let's see what the final Soie Bubbles marble will do. How much will it be divided by? It'll divide by 4, which will be a negative 0.5, which doesn't look like it's gonna be a good run. That's currently 7th out of 12. So yeah, not particularly good. But let's go to the final 4 with the Pastry Party. We got a lot of top half last event, but they want medals quite badly, starting off with a 1. Let's see what the others will do. Subtraction marble. They want a 0, perhaps even a negative number. They're going to disappear into the 4. That is a negative 3 right there. After that, we have an 8 to multiply by, so that's a negative 24, which is not good. And our final marble, how much will they divide by? They'll also disappear, dividing by 3. That is a negative 8. Interesting run, and not a very good one at that. Next up are the Leapfrogs. They got a solid 4th place last event, and moved up to 3rd. And they got launched all the way to the 0. Oh, that looked like it was going to be a pretty high number, but they're going to get a 0 instead. And it will be subtracting, it looks like nearly -1, which would have been a score of 1, but they're going to be subtracting 2, getting a score of -2. Multiplication, let's see how much it'll be by. Why is everyone disappearing? Like, are the math blocks really that cool? Are the number blocks really that cool? Anyway, that's a score of -10 because they multiplied by 5. And the final division is going to be by 1, which leaves them with a score of -10, which is going to be 9th out of 14. So 9th place at best is not great, and it could be 11th, depending on how the other two teams do. One of them is the Citation Nation, who actually fell off of the lead last event after a pretty mediocre bouncy house, and the Corvid crowd won gold. They're starting off with those very solid 8, which could help them a lot in the standings. Choosing to basically skip the spinner is the second marble, getting a 10. It's -2. It's not what you wanted there. That's going to be a pretty low run. Let's see if the multiplication can help things out. But they bounce a lot all the way to the 13. That's -26. They didn't want high runs right about now. Although division, they might want a high run here. And they divide by 3, which will give them -8.67, which I believe beats the leapfrogs. It's 9th. So that does beat the leapfrogs, but still not a very good run. But let's see what the Corvid crowd will do. Already running. Starting off with, I believe, a 1. Looks like it's going to be a 1. Oh no, they're able to bounce their way back into the 2. And it looks like the next marble is going to get 12. So it'll be a -10. And let's see what the multiplication will be by 2. So this isn't looking particularly good. -20. This is a bad run. But can the division marble make things a little better? Yes, they can. They can get a division by 3, which is a -6.67. That is 8th somehow. That will be a top half finish for the Corvid crowd. So that's pretty helpful for them. But congratulations to the Grape Shots for winning bronze, the Natural Disasters for winning silver, and to the Nightlights for winning gold. Pretty good for them. Nightlights second gold, pretty good, which is really helpful. Top 5 stays entirely the same. Bookworms fall to 15th. Hydra stay in last. Nightlights managed to jump 7 spots all the way up to 8th. They may become title contenders. But we'll see you next time for event 14 of the Biscuit Brawl, the Decathlon. Until then, this is Rip Biscuit, signing off.